If you own or are thinking about buying a short-term rental property in Kansas City, Missouri, then there are some things that you need to know that will affect your portfolio and cash flow. By the way, my name is Nikki Burns, and I help six-figure multifamily buy and hold investors save $50,000 in taxes and maximize their cash flow using my teaching methodology, the Wealth Method. And before we get started and get into all the great details, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so we can help other real estate investors find this video. Now first, let's dive into the definition of a short-term rental. A short-term rental is a dwelling unit that is being rented for less than 30 consecutive days. And they're usually advertised on sites like Airbnb and VRBO. But recently there have been numerous complaints from residents that are living in the city of Kansas City, Missouri about the growth of short-term rental properties in their neighborhoods. And these complaints stem from noise complaints, trash, less parking, and other nuisance. Now the city has enforced strict regulations, fines, and penalties and other fees on the owners of these short-term rentals. And just to give you all some statistics, the city audit has found over 2,000 short-term rental properties in Kansas City, Missouri. And out of those 2,000 rentals, only 90% do not have the proper permits required to operate in Kansas City, Missouri. And in April of 2023, there has been an increase in short-term rental applications. So it's continuing to grow as more investors are finding these short-term rentals highly profitable for their portfolio. And they're capitalizing on that by buying more short-term rental properties in residential neighborhoods. And with this increase in these applications, 342 applications have been approved in residential areas. As of June 15, 2023, the city now requires all short-term rental owners to register with the neighborhoods department on an annual basis and pay a registration fee of $200. However, that is subject to increases based upon the consumer price index. And with that being said, short-term rentals are now banned from residentially zoned areas if the property is not your primary residence. Any short-term rentals that are operating without a registration are subject to ordinance violations and fines ranging from $200 upwards to $1,000 per violation. And if you receive 3 or more convictions, you cannot register your short-term rentals for 3 years. And that's a long time to go without revenue. And it would be a 1-year deregistration for non-residential units. And also going forward, you are required to list your registration number on your listings. So when you're posting on Airbnb and VRBO and listing your properties, you have to include your registration number on there, because the booking platforms are now required to remove any unregistered or deregistered short-term rentals from their booking platforms. Now you may be wondering, what if I've already had a short-term rental property in a residentially zoned neighborhood? For those that have their short-term rentals already in residentially zoned neighborhoods, you will be grandfathered in and you will not be required to register until your current registration expires or you change ownership. Now you may be wondering, what information do I need to include in order to register with the city? The information that you need is your legal name, your social security number or the EIN of your business, your address, proof of ownership or owner's consent, tax clearance, certification of compliance with safety, legal, and tax requirements. And you're only limited to 1 short-term rental on a parcel with 1 dwelling unit. And if this short-term rental is not your primary residence, there are additional information or requirements that you have to meet. And that is, you have to get a business license, you must meet the zoning regulations, you must meet the density requirements, 1 per 1,000 feet for a single family rental or 12.5% of multifamily. And you cannot have any city incentives unless you are exempt under previous Chapter 88 requirements. And if you need any additional information about the filing requirements or these new laws, I will drop the link in the description below so you can check that out. And if you found value in this video and you need help navigating through the new regulations, let's connect. And until then, I will see you guys on the next video.